Hi, I hope you all are okay. Today I'm going to share with you a highly requested recipe. Today we're going to make Mallorcas. I'm going to show you how to prepare the original recipe like in the factories. I will show you the little secret we use so that they are soft, fluffy, and with the peculiar yellow color that they have. Watch the full video so you don't miss any details because preparing Mallorca has its technique. Now let's go to the ingredients. The ingredients you will need are 4 1/4 cup of bread flour, which is equal to 590 grams. Also, you can use all-purpose flour. 3/4 cup of sugar, which is equal to 147 grams. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, which is equal to 5 milliliters. 1/2 stick of butter that is equal to 57 grams. This butter is salted. 1 envelope of instant yeast, which is equal to 9 grams. 4 ounces of milk, which is equal to 125 milliliters. And 4 ounces of water, which is equal to 125 milliliters. You will mix them and you will see that here is the milk and the water joined together in the cup. And also you will need 4 egg yolks, which is the yellow part. And one of the ingredients that give the Mallorca the yellowish color is the yellow vegetable coloring. You will add 7 drops. Those are all the ingredients you need to prepare the delicious Mallorca to be fluffy and soft. So now let's go to the procedure. Let's pour the milk. We turn on the stove over moderate heat. Add the milk that is already mixed with the water as indicated above. Of the sugar that we have reserved, we will take a little with our spoon and mix slightly. Then we are going to add the half stick of butter. So we will move with a spoon and we are just going to leave this here on the stove. Leave the pot heating until it's warm. The mixture of the milk and the water that we put to heat and add the butter and the sugar is already warm. The butter and the sugar have already dissolved. This water must be a little warm. It cannot be hot because otherwise the yeast is damaged. That is very important to remember. Now what we're going to do is add the instant yeast. We add this instant yeast and we're going to mix it with a spoon. Let's mix it well. And then cover it and let it rest for 15 minutes. We go here to cover it and let it rest for 15 minutes. The next step is to add the sugar to the flour and we will mix it. For the next step, we are going to use a mixer. The mixer has to have this type of rod, that is to work with the dough. I do not recommend another type of rod because with another type of rod, the mixer can damage you. It has to have this type of rod, which is double. I already applied mold release spray to the container, as you can see. If you want to know what this mixer is, what brand it is, and where I bought it, see my first blog that is on my channel called Ortega Family. Now let's go to the next step. I already put the flour in the container, as you can see. And look at how the yeast grew. Now what we're going to do is that we are going to add the ingredients to the container. We are going to add the yeast, which is the mixture that we made previously. We use the spoon to stir what was left. So now we are going to add the other ingredients. We add the vanilla, we add the egg yolks, and now we will add the vegetable coloring, which is the 7 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now what we are going to do is beat. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to turn off the mixer and we are going to open it here. What remains around the dough that has not yet been mixed, with a clean hand you will mix it and you are going to join it. What remains like this glued down that has not yet been mixed, you're going to do this with your hands. Then beat again for an additional 2 minutes. Everything that remains like this glued down, you will join it with your hands so that everything mixes well. Now what we're going to do is to put the mixer again for additional 2 minutes. Look how it turns out. Now what we will do is take the dough out of the container and we will work it on the table with our hands. We will place the container here and then we will add a little oil to work it. Now we're going to work it for about 1 minute. Look how beautiful this dough is becoming. Practically it's ready, as you can see. We are working on the table. We have not added flour or anything else. It do not stick from the hands, as you can see. The dough is very soft. It also do not stick from the table. It's just giving it a little extra kneading. For this recipe we're going to use a mold, just like this one. This pan measures 11 inch by 14 and is 3 inch tall. It is crucial that you spray the mold release before you put the parchment paper on it, so when you put the parchment paper on it, it will stick. After you place the parchment paper, you will spray a little bit of mold release spray on the parchment paper and the sides. It's just a little bit more to be able to remove the Mallorca later easily. Now what we're going to do is that we will flatten the dough first with our hands and then with a rolling pin. We are going to let this dough grow now. It is then that we will flatten it and roll the Mallorcas because we are going to let them grow. First we will be flattening it with our hands a little bit and now we will flatten it with the roller. We are going to flatten it all until it's all flattened. We already flattened the dough, as you can see. Now what we're going to do is that with a knife, you will measure with your two of your fingers. You're going to place it like this and you're going to cut it into strips. You're going to measure and cut into strips. Then there will be 8 strips that are 8 Mallorcas. This is the first cut and you will continue like this until you have 8 cuts. Your measurement will be your 2 little fingers. It doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, 8 cuts came out, which means that they are 8 Mallorcas. We start with the strips, and what we're going to do is roll it up to give it a cylinder shape. So we're going to keep rolling and this is going to keep stretching. We are going to roll it until it's 2 feet long. We already rolled the strips, as you can see, in the shape of the cylinder. And now what we're going to do is that we will give it the shape of the Mallorca. We take the tip and we will turn it slowly and little by little, as you see. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember that we are working it by hand. It is so soft. And this point that is here, what we're going to do is that we will place it below the Mallorca. Here is the Mallorca, which is one that we're going to place here in the mold. we always place the Mallorca one next to the other, as you can see here, towards the center. We are going to do the same procedure with the other strips until we finish all. I have already placed all the Mallorca in the mold, as you can see. Now what we're going to do is that we will wait for these Mallorcas to grow. You will wait 1 to 2 hours or until they double in size. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to place them in the oven off, and I'm going to leave them there until they grow. The oven has to be off. The Mallorca have already doubled their size, as you can see. Look how beautiful they are. Now what I'm going to do is cover them with the egg wash. We are going to cover each one of them with the brush gently. I already covered several with the egg wash. We will cover gently and then place them in the preheated 350-degree oven in the bake for approximately 17 to 20 minutes. I already covered the Mallorca with the egg wash. Look how beautiful they look. They look so shiny. What the egg wash does is that it gives the golden color when they have been baked. The Mallorca are already baked. It took us 17 minutes. Look how beautiful they are. Now what we're going to do is that we will pour the icing sugar on the top. Now we are adding the icing sugar. The Mallorca taste so good that you can eat them with icing sugar or without icing sugar, as you prefer. Look so good and taste delicious. The Mallorca has to be at room temperature so you can add the icing sugar. Now we will take one of the Mallorca so that you can see how they turn out. Look how beautiful the Mallorca looks on all the sides. We are going to find a plate to place it here. Look how pretty, and it looks very fluffy. Beautiful. We will open it from the inside to see how it looks and observe it. Let's now go to the most important part. Super fluffy and delicious. I recommend you to prepare it. Something essential is that the Mallorca must be in room temperature to be able to add the icing sugar. And here is our Mallorca that is soft, fluffy, and very delicious. Now you know how to prepare them. You can accompany it with a cup of coffee, or you can also eat it as a sandwich with ham and cheese. Remember to share this video through your social media, like the video, subscribe to this channel, and activate the bell. See you in the next video.